Listen up, everyone. Silver just had a major event. The 45-year cup and handle were newly released. Wow, that's huge. We will discuss the implications of this statement and the reasons behind the speaker's assertion that he projects this. Since breaking out of this 45-year cup and handle, silver has been touching $370 per ounce. Will the price of silver soon reach $370 per ounce? Sure, but when will it happen? It has the potential to. You see, that's not even close to being the main point. The main thing is that silver has recently broken out of a 45-year cup and handle, which is highly bullish according to technical analysis. Certainly not theory, conjecture, bias, or assumptions. It happened in an instant. That being the case, we will talk about the implications. Please accept my utmost gratitude for stopping by each day to read your silver news. Hi, I am Silver Slayer, and I update my subscribers every day with the newest news about how events across the world impact the value of precious metals. Your notification frequency for my post may be low, or it may be non-existent, depending on whether you choose to subscribe, bell, or all. It is possible to have no notifications enabled, even if you have subscribed. Click the bell and click all of them. Please contact Miles Franklin, milesfranklin.com, if you are interested in purchasing any of this. Inform them that Slayer recommended you. We have specials on platinum, silver, and gold. We have a huge selection of high-quality items at affordable pricing. Therefore, let's discuss this, leaving the 45-year base. Silver is on the verge of a price crash because to rising global demand, geopolitical tensions, and the 370 objective set by prominent technical analysts. If you're planning to be late, you'll definitely miss the biggest bull run of the century. Now, it's a bold claim to claim this will be the greatest bull run of the century. Is he drawing parallels between that and the recent bull run in silver prices, or even other precious metals? Is he referring about Bitcoin, though? Why? Because 2016 was Bitcoin's breakout year, and I just can't fathom anything else happening at the time. I was advising people to buy Bitcoin when its price was $800. As of this now, Bitcoin is worth around $112,000 bucks. Therefore, we are talking about some huge historic prices if we claim that silver is going to have an even bigger bull run, the best of the century, if not all time, than that. Maybe he meant silver, maybe not. Silver. We can say with certainty that if you don't put money into silver today, you'll wish you had a time machine to travel back to October 1st, 2025, and pay these prices. So, he suggests you save this post for later. You might also save this video to your bookmarks. So, this individual says, free or gratis, while referring to commodities TA cycles. He announced on Twitter that the quarter came to a close yesterday, which signifies that silver has surpassed the 45-year cup and handle. Starting in 2019, my goal is $370. Now we have the breakout, the mother of all seemingly legitimate cup and handle scenarios. Now he's putting 3 where 300 is meant to be something else, because he says $41.50 times 900% is $370. According to him, this 45-year chart is where the 903% comes from. Although I'm not an expert in charts, I am aware that this cup and handle pattern is extremely unusual, and that silver is a potential disaster waiting to happen. So, this is something we've been saying a lot in the days preceding up to this monumental breakthrough. Among the world's top chartists, Gratis is right up there. Curious about Tavi Costa's opinion. So, Tavi Costa was also among those who tweeted. The silver market has recently hit a new quarterly high, therefore now is the time to play. According to these chart experts, silver is poised for a major event based on the figures. Breakthrough generation, change in silver's technological regime. There has been a turning point in the world of commodities and analysis with the recent technical breakout in silver. This breakout was marked by a definitive monthly close above the 45-year cup and handle configuration, which is similar to an 11-year handle. This isn't just a temporary swing, it heralds a silver regime shift that will shake up the market's existing equilibrium and pricing mechanisms. Given that the prevailing technical data indicates that the threshold for the next secular revaluation has already been breached, is it reasonable to consider the current price below $50 as reflecting fair value? On the other hand, if we have already broken over that level, which is comparable to, example, the $50 resistance level, then I would say no. It becomes all or nothing once you surpass that. Between that and $100, there is no price resistance. What will happen is a mystery to us. Foundational elements, 40 years of build-up, and there you have it, the crux of the matter. It resembles a volcanic eruption in appearance. Decades of hammering against $50 only serve to build up the volcano's magma reservoir, making the break of $50 all the more explosive. Since 1980, silver prices have followed a cup and handle pattern, with periods of steep gain and long periods of fall. There is evidence of not just a continuous resistance, but also of institutional interest, long-term investor conviction, and a multi-decade formation, which is different from the more common multi-year formation. Is it not the case that the asset is now ready for disproportionate movement in accordance with the premise that the wider the base, the higher in space? This degree of technical compression seems to indicate as much. Also, the last 10% of a leg is responsible for 90% of the motion. Keep it in mind also. Alphabetic momentum in capital rotation, quantitative cascade. A repricing cascade involving global capital flows and trading models is anticipated to be initiated by the present breakout over historic resistance. An ideal setting for widespread momentum-based techniques and systematic algorithmic participation has been created by decades of technical compression below $50. Now that we have technical evidence, why wait to enter a market where both human discretion and quantitative models driven by machines would be forced to take large, long positions? What happens to people who wait until prices have doubled or quadrupled before getting in? Considering all that's at risk, of course. That silver is a surefire way to amass wealth is not all we are implying. We say this to protect your wealth against a dollar that could collapse, but that's only a side effect. That's the meat and potatoes of the matter. Contrast this with the cryptocurrency industry, where everything is done for the sole purpose of making money. As we watch the system collapse before our own eyes due to the failure of centralized banks, this is something extremely serious about safeguarding your wealth. I mean, this is a secure asset that may help you stay safe, isn't it? A safe sanctuary is thus named for good reason. That, then, is the meat and potatoes of the matter. Getting rich isn't the only goal. Do not expect to become wealthy overnight. That is irrelevant. Protecting your wealth is what it is. This is a strategy for protecting money in the face of a currency that has lost nearly all of its buying power. It is important to note that multi-generational chart patterns like these usually lead to new structural cycles in commodities markets. These cycles can last for years or even longer, depending on the strength of the current base. According to analysts like Grady, silver could be starting a revaluation with targets that are much higher than the current levels. Around $370 and up, to give you an idea. Can we expect investors to keep relying on valuation regimes of the past? Oh, I see. The problem is that many individuals just can't get out of their fixation with the idea that silver will be trapped at $30 or $40. Even if it did, it would never reach 50. 100 will never, ever be reached. Furthermore, individuals who claim to be silver pumpers are severely myopic and fail to see the forest for the trees.